If you've been trading long enough, you've probably heard the hype. AI-generated signals, lightning-fast scans, and promises of an edge that no one else has. But does Trade Ideas actually deliver, or is it just another flashy tool with a steep price tag? I spent weeks testing it with real trades and real capital, and what I found might surprise you. Here's what no one's telling you. Now, before I got my hands dirty with the platform itself, I did what most traders would do. I dug through the reviews. And not just the 5-star fluff, I looked for the stuff that most people avoid. The negative reviews, the actual complaints, the friction points. And one review did catch my eye. This user said that the software doesn't work properly in pre-market. He mentioned that the relative volume indicators didn't function until the market opened, and the charts only activated at 7 a.m., which, if you're a hardcore pre-market trader, can be a red flag. And that would be pretty frustrating, right? But here's the thing, I couldn't find this issue repeated by many others. It sounded like a pretty rare case, maybe something specific to his setup or system. It's possible that he had included filters that rely on regular trading hour data. Either way though, 4.7 out of a 5-star rating overall? That kind of glitch seems more like an exception than the norm. And on the flip side, most feedback I came across was overwhelmingly positive. One trader said he's been using Trade Ideas daily for the last 5 years, and what stood out for him was the customizability. According to him, the layout is extremely flexible and the customer support is top tier. Another trader highlighted that it's been one of the biggest breakthroughs in his trading journey, and he didn't mean it hands him winning trades either. He explained how it filters noise and keeps him out of the market when his setup isn't actually there. Now, that is actually a big deal, because knowing when not to trade is often more valuable than any buy signal. And look, I've read dozens of these, and the pattern is pretty clear. While a few users hit some bumps, the overwhelming majority talk about Trade Ideas as more than just a screener. For a lot of people, it's a game changer, and in my opinion, the best AI stock screener out there. So, let's dive into the real reason people are considering Trade Ideas as the best stock screener app in the first place. The features. Because, anyone can just slap AI on a tool these days, and many do. But what's actually under the hood is what matters most. One of the first things I noticed immediately was the layout system. So there are two main modes, the free-floating windows and the docked layout items. I use both. The free-floating style gives me the flexibility to pair it with my existing charting setup, so I can drag windows anywhere, combine it with my brokerage platform, and I can build a workflow that fits me. But, if you've got limited screen space, the docked layout is your friend. Everything is stacked, organized with top tabs, and it's really easy to just collapse or expand different items. For traders like me who love toggling between multiple scans and charts, this hybrid layout is a big win. Then there's the external linking feature. I've got Trade Ideas synced with my charting platform and brokerage, so whenever I click on a symbol in Trade Ideas, my charts and order entry tools update instantly. There's no copy pasting, no toggling back and forth, and I know that sounds a little bit, small and inconsequential, but when you're moving fast in the market, that kind of automation adds up. Just make sure to run both platforms in admin mode. It's the only way the linking works consistently. Alright, now let's talk about one of my favorite visual tools, the compare count window. So this one lets you see the market's bias in real time, bullish versus bearish setups. At a glance, I can tell if new highs are outpacing new lows or, vice versa. It's like a market sentiment radar. I keep it running all day. But the real brain of this best stock screener for day trading is the AI engine. TradeWave is their latest innovation, a trend-following AI that literally prints buy and sell signals right onto your chart. I've tested this across several weeks, and it's surprisingly reliable. It's not trying to call tops or bottoms, though. It's focused on helping you ride the trend and exit when it's clearly done. It's helped me avoid overtrading, and it's actually helped me get some winners run longer. Smart risk levels are another feature that deserve more attention. So you right-click on a chart, you turn them on, and suddenly you have an AI-calculated stop loss and profit target based on your trade size. And I pretty much use this every day. This actually gives me a concrete exit plan before I even enter the trade. Alright, then there's the price alerts window. This one is simple, but it's pretty powerful. So I set an alert, and then when the price hits my level, not only does it pop up visually, it plays a custom sound alert that I chose. I can even add a note to remind myself why I set the alert in the first place. I can also share alerts with other traders, which can be a fun way to collaborate with a small trading group that I'm in. For strategy builders, the oddsmaker backtesting tool is gold. It lets me test any strategy across historical data, measuring win rate, profit factor, average gain loss, and even simulating commissions. So unlike TradingView's backtester, which is more limited unless you dive into PineScript, oddsmaker is visual and intuitive. I can see instantly how a setup would have performed. And when I compare these tools to what's available on FinViz Elite or TradingView, the edge becomes obvious. So take TradingView, for example. It's a great charting tool. I use it alongside trade ideas sometimes, but when it comes to real-time scanning and AI-driven alerts, trade ideas is just built different. And it's clearly focused on one audience, active traders like me. And that makes it the best stock screener for traders. So Trade Ideas isn't trying to be everything for everyone. It's not a platform for long-term investors or swing traders who will check charts one time a week. It's actually built for speed, for scanning, and for testing. That's why serious day traders lean on it, like me. Now, despite being the best penny stock screener, is everything perfect? No, not quite. When I first started using the platform, the learning curve felt pretty steep. There are a lot of windows, a lot of tabs, a lot of tools, just a lot of power packed into one app. If you're brand new to this kind of tool, it might feel a bit overwhelming. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. I'd rather deal with a few extra learning steps up front than use a watered down tool that can't grow with me. And honestly, once I spent a couple hours watching tutorials and setting up my layout, it just clicked for me. Now it feels like second nature. So if you're looking for plug-and-play simplicity, you might need a little patience, but if you're serious about finding an edge, the trade-off is worth it. But now, alright, it's time to talk about price. Because for most traders, this is where things get real. Trade Ideas is not the cheapest stock screener out there, and it's definitely not for the casual investor who just wants to check charts once a week. But when you take a look at what it offers, AI signals, backtesting, smart alerts, external linking, custom layouts, I think it's really easy to see the value here. I've personally saved more on avoided bad trades than I've ever spent on the subscription itself. Still, it's fair to say that the pricing might be a little high for hobbyists, but if you're an active trader, I think it's more than reasonable. They also run promos and discounts, and I've linked the most up-to-date offer in the description below. We try to keep it updated, so make sure to check it out and grab any available promo. So, is Trade Ideas the best stock screener? If you're a serious, active trader who wants speed, AI-powered insights, and customizable tools, it's hard to beat. It's not for everyone, but for me, the feature that really changed the game was smart risk levels. I didn't realize how much I needed a fast, calculated exit strategy until I had one right in front of me. Check the link in the description of this video to get started with our special discount and coupon.